Not sure if this is working, so I'm gonna have to do a audio check here. Oh, this is via Zindave. Let me sort this out. Gotta do the preliminaries. Just need you out of the way. Little wire. Okay. I'm gonna grab my phone here. We'll see. Now we got video, but I'm not sure about the audio. Oops. Let me. Oops. Okay, good. We got audio. Stop it, hurry before it starts doing a feedback loop. Okay, cool. All right, so today I'm going to be priming and getting, we're gonna prime, and we're gonna get the metallic base onto the frame part of the Gipsy Danger. So that will take a while, potentially. I've got tons of this stuff. I got 6 of the gray iron, so we should be good there. I don't know if this is, let's see. I think you need to be tilted down ever so slightly. No, maybe not. This should be fine. Okay. Is there anything else I need preliminarily? Yes. I need all my contraptions. For grabbing and, where am I going to put you? I'll put you here. Grabbing and holding the pieces as I paint them. Very, very important piece of paper, this one. That's our plan for the paint on the armor. I did get one extra kind of paint. Oh, hi, Colette. Yes, contraptions. I was just saying I did receive one more, I don't know what it would be. I guess it would be sort of a pearlescent, kind of seafoamish color. And I am going to test that, probably not today, but I want to see if what that does to the final finish. Today is fairly straightforward. It's straight up prime and get metal on. And I'm debating whether or not I'm going to also be putting a protective coat on top, because I do want to do some brush painting on some of the details. So I shall consider that. Too much shit around here. Okay, we'll start with the little dudes and then move to the big dudes, I guess. Okay. Gotta have all my alligator skewers. Yes. Okay, and gloves. Lacquer paints are rough. Some people don't use gloves. I like to use gloves. Also, I'll talk about this when we get started priming a bit more, but there's the parts right there. Once I have prepped the parts to prime, I don't want human skin making contact with them until they are completely finished. So gloves come in handy for that. Ooh. Didn't my title change? I put on there I was priming and base coating. Or priming and base coating. Priming and metal painting. Weird. So weird. Must have forgotten to hit the update button. Give me just a sec. Yeah, it's so weird. Yeah, it shows on my dash that it did. Odd. Okay. What is? Oh, hi, Luke. Oh, hi. No, I mean, the thing is, here, let me, I'll do a refresh on it from here. Let me just go in here, period, backspace. Update. Okay, let's see what that does. The category and everything should be fine. All right, got that. I need my spit bucket right here. Whoop, there it is. You are a dash. You are not an OBS. There we go. You know, I can't see. Can you please? Yeah, you just go up here. Sorry, having to do some computer stuff. Okay, I want to be able to see my bitrate and everything. Okay, what else do I need from over in this area? I've got my good rags here. Cool. I'll need to get this going. I went and got a whole new deal of lacquer thinner, so we will not be wanting for that. Gotta prep my cleanup area here. And this can go surprisingly quick, or it can take a long time. It just depends on a variety of things. As you can see, it's not too bad outside today, and that was my concern. If it's rainy, that tends to make bad things happen to paint, but we got a break in the weather. It's humid, but it's not anything we can't deal with. That's good. Twitch is dumb, but it's lovely. Dumb and lovely. Dumb and lovely. All at the same time. Ooh, gotta get my respirator. So I can sound like Bane. Let's get this situated. Oh, excuse me, guys. Pardon me. Okay. Just gotta get it so I can. There we go. All right. Cool, cool. Okay, parts. For prep, respirator selfie, one of these days, sure. When it comes to the models, you know, there's a few school of thoughts on how to prep them for painting. One is to clean them on the tree, on the runner itself, and then just go from there. I don't like that because I like to just use non-gloved hands to, you know, put the pieces together and deal with them that way. Better grip and everything. Those little ridges on your fingers are there for a reason, and it's for grip. This kind of messes with the grip. So what I do is I basically put the entire model together to make sure everything's working well. Then I take it all apart and I separate the parts by their constituent function. Where's the title? Where's your words? Where's your words? There it is. Okay, so if you see there, it says L arm. These are the left arm parts. I've got a bunch of just these, you know, picnic type bowl things, cheap solo bowls, and I will take all the parts just using soapy water, warm soapy water, not hot. This is plastic. Make it too hot, it will, you know, distort the plastic. I take a toothbrush to them, and after I am done cleaning all the parts and I have them all sorted, I just use little coffee filters here for two reasons. One is the one on the bottom is going to take up any of the excess moisture, and the one on the top is going to protect it from dust and fur and gnats and demons and whatever. And I'm able to just stack them nicely and neatly and, you know, put them in a nice safe haven somewhere. Keeps them organized, keeps them clean until I'm ready to paint. So that's how I deal with the sorting. It's very boring, and hence I did not stream me washing dishes, basically. But there it is. Those filters are for coffee and painting. Same thing here. I just got an old, you know, prescription bottle. My wife being involved in veterinary medicine means that we have tons of stuff like this, and this is very handy for me to keep, you know, single parts or small parts safe. I don't want them in something big like that when they're very easy to lose. So this is a great way to do that. And I do have a coffee filter in here, again, just to sop up any of the moisture that was there. This is a head in here, headpiece. Hey, Captain Dapper. Oh, you like it? Yeah, it's good. It's alien. Works for me. All right. So We're just going to tackle this one at a time. I've got, you can get really organized as you go, as you're painting and stuff. I've got my own kind of way of dealing with it. Well, it hasn't let me down yet, so when we get there, we'll get there. All right, now, what do I need? This is the primer I'm going to use, and it's a black primer. The reason why I'm going for black is anytime you put a metallic anything on something, black is almost always going to give you the best result. If you use white or gray, you're asking for trouble in terms of the finished product. So it makes it a bit of a pain in the ass, especially on darker parts, to do black primer, but the end result is good. It's better, I would say. Especially given the fact that when I spray this stuff on, it is also black. So it can be very difficult to know how much coverage you've gotten. It's worth the effort though. For Mr. Finishing Surfacer, I like to use a 1-to-1 ratio. So 1 part this to 1 part leveling thinner. These have actual, metal bits in them. Metal, I don't want to say filings, that makes them sound really large, but particles. So on this, I have to thin it down quite a bit. It's a 2-to-1 ratio on this, so 2 parts thinner to 1 part this. Good news is that makes this last a little bit longer. Bad news is it may mean multiple coats. It just depends, but I got 6 of these things. This stuff is kind of hard to find sometimes. So I'm just gonna buy a bunch of it. So that's that. And got parts there, it's all good. What else did I want to discuss? Oh, I am having a giveaway. And that giveaway, as you probably have already seen scroll across the chat, how's Twitch category? Okay, that's, okay, I updated the thing, Colette. It is updated. I'm gonna hit the update again. It says that it actually did what it was supposed to, and it should be Makers and Crafting. So if it's not updating, it's gotta be Twitch just being dumb. From my end, all that, I did update all that, and I've done it about 5 times. Ah, Captain Dapper's got a social contract. Maybe it'll get its shit together here in a sec. Here's hoping. Anything else was, oh no, the giveaway, yeah. So you'll see it scrolling across chat every once in a while. If you haven't, please enter. It's my way of trying to get you guys addicted to Gunpla like I am, and also to say thank you for being supportive. I mainly do Hollow Knight stuff on my stream, some variety gaming, but there's plenty of like video game card code giveaway stuff, and I figured I want to do something a little bit different and honor the Gunpla stuff. So yeah, I just hit update, and because you updated it from your end, Colette, it's stuck that way. But follow that link and enter my giveaway. The only requirement I have as a baseline is I want to thank the people who have stuck around and checked me out and watched and had fun with me. So you will need to have had 50 hours of viewership in my channel, and I'm able to monitor that through PhantomBot. So I know how long everyone's watched my channel. And if you are a subscriber, then you have a better chance of winning the raffle, because I definitely want to say thank you to the people who directly supported the stream. Very cool. Oh, thank God, category finally updated. Damn it, Twitch. All right, let's get going on this. I've been yammering on long enough. Okay, so first step is respirator. Okay, let's get this over here. And we going here? We are indeed. You're gonna fall, I can already tell. Okay. Let's get mixing on this. This is kind of old, so I don't know if I'll need to reconstitute. It doesn't look like I'll need to reconstitute it, but you never know. Probably should not have that there. Probably should find better places for these things. Where can I put my phone where it would be kind of safe? I guess that's about as good as it gets. All right, let's start mixing. Give her a good old mix. Prime is your best friend. You really never want to paint a model without priming it first. Oop, God. Gloop everywhere. It does two things. One is it prepares the surface to receive paint, but two, it protects the surface that's receiving paint. And if you're using lacquers, lacquers are notoriously rough on the plastics that are used in the models. If you have lacquer, if you have a primer on there, it can be a bit protective. Now, it's still gonna etch into the plastic and everything, and it could create some weakness in the plastic. But if you just go straight lacquer on, in my experience, you're really asking for trouble. Good. All right, let's get that little dude. Get out of there. Just started and I'm already making a complete freaking mess of things. Okay. Mix and brush. I want to clean out my airbrush a little bit because it's just been sitting. Don't need a lot. Just to get it lubricated. Put some of this through. There we go. Okay. We can get with the model making. I think I'm going to actually move these guys like way the hell over here. Okay, here's our pieces. Ta-da! Whole shit ton of them. Make sure I don't have actual wet paint. All these little clean model pieces. We'll see how well you can see this. See all those little wires and everything? I'm very interested in painting those some different colors to give them a really wire, you know, like yellow, red, blue, you know, cut the blue wire, kind of feel on them. This is the plasma hand, I guess. But first step is we are going to need to get these in metal, right? So that's the base of it. Put you here. Okay, so let's do that. How much of this do I have left? Oh, still plenty. Okay, good. One to one. I'm going to need plenty of this, so let's just start straight up with 2. If it'll let me get that far. And it did. Good. Get out! Get out of the pipette! It's going to be a really full cup, but that's alright. We're going to be blasting through this stuff. And this pipette gets to be the black color only. Black color only! Clint and Luke better be entering that raffle. You know you want to make a Gunpla. Okay. You know you do. You can go here. Nope, you're still draining. All right, I understand. There's going to be black paint all over the place. I bet in your experience is that true for you too? Like, are the primaries and blacks just really good at finding ways to get everywhere when you're doing nail art, Colette? I'd imagine it's got to be the case. Strong pigment. Pigment is strong. Oh, the other part I failed to mention is, like with the Gunpla thing, you don't have to paint it. This is a completely voluntary step. And even if you do want to paint it, you don't have to use an airbrush. You can use brush paints, you can use rattle cans, you can do... It's your world, you can do whatever you want. Whatever your imagination takes you to.
Glitter. Oh God, yeah. Glitter bomb yourself. Give this a nice thorough mixing. Some people get freaked out about having metal touch the needle. Again, I'm just really, really careful. I'm not putting pretty much any pressure on this. I'm just letting it kind of bounce around a little bit. And this little spoon thing has got nice rounded edges. So I'm not gouging in there. I'm just turning it around. It's a thinner, so I mean, it's by design just wants to have everything dispersed through it as a solvent. So you don't have to work too hard to make that a happy circumstance. Okay. Pitter patter, let's get at her. Put you there. Power on. Okay. So for my channel, this is the first official time I've painted an actual part for you guys, I think. No, that's not true, is it? I did a very small amount of the weaponry, I think. I don't know. It feels like it is. Okay, so we got our part, right? Gonna take my little alligator clip and gonna find a place. I want to, of course, like always, put this in a place where I'm pretty sure we're not gonna see it, right? Because I'm gonna paint over this when I do this. The other part is I see that these are all clearly internal parts in here. So I don't need to go crazy painting on all this. I'm going to hit a little of it with the primer, but I don't need to like really make sure it's thoroughly done. Okay, so first, like usual, mist coat. Hit it with a mist coat. Don't need to go crazy. Just give it something to bite into, like so. Can flash it off a little bit, which is just straight air. Just burning some of that solvent off. One of the things that I will, and that's pretty good. One of the things I will mention is when I'm doing my passes, try to get this head on for you. Okay, it's kind of hard to see, but you want to pass beyond the object. You can't see that. Damn. Maybe from this direction. You want to, here. Let me get a different utensil. Okay, imagine this is the airbrush right here. You want to sweep beyond the object and sweep back beyond the object. Are you wasting paint? Yes. However, you're going to get nice, even, consistent coating across. If you just go to the end and stop, you're going to start overdoing the paint on the end where you stop, right? Because I'm going and I stop and it's spraying, and then I'm coming back, and this is getting a very small, a much smaller amount of coverage. And I stop and spray. You don't want that. It's going to give you wackadoodle results. So let me give this one more pass since I didn't catch some of the weirder angles here. And there we go. Yeah. Let me move you guys over here so I can see ya. Hi, Blood Evelyn. Yeah, I did the shield, but I didn't. Oh, I did. That's right. Yeah, I did have to do some painting on that. Let's do a little compare and contrast just with primer. All right. There you go. Primed part, unprimed part. Okay, then I got my little stand right here that I made, just corrugated boxes. Little dude gets to sit there and do his thing. And now I'm just going to go get all industrial on this and flow right through them. Probably, I would usually have like some music or something going right now, but you know, terms of service. So how's everyone today? Good, I hope. Oh yeah, dude. Back in the day. Back in the day when I was doing the final touches on the Sasabi. And there's no rhyme or reason to what part I'm painting when I'm doing it. Oop, shit. I just grab and go. Yeah, see, Colette knows. No, Luke has to shovel snow. Gross. Ooh, that was a little much. Little much. Let's splash off a lot of that. Alright. Oh, getting a little low there. Looking good? Yeah. Camera adjustment. Whoop. Ooh. Calm down, paint. Yeah, especially that wet snow. It's like insta ice. Just kind of being stubborn. Stubborn little nooks and crannies on this one. And I may or may not be able to get to the metal today. We'll see. That's a lot of painting. Okay, Luke. There will be a VOD waiting for you, so you can sit there and mind numb. There we go. Ooh, a little much. That's good. A little bit more in that little crevice. Okay. And of course, you don't want the parts touching each other while they're drying. Well, it's good. Clark likes the snow. Somebody around there's got to, right? sketchy. Little jerks like this are a real pain in the ass, right? Because like, what do you grab onto? Usually, I just go after the obvious tabs and even just catch the very edge of it, like so. So I don't know if you can see that very well, but I'm not pushed all the way down on it. It's got some float. Oh, silk slime trailer. I think it's pretty hype. Looking forward to it. Interesting stuff on there. Interesting mechanics. I think we're all, us HK people are all peeing our little panties over it. Looks cool. That's an odd piece. I'm actually quite looking forward to the soundtrack. I want to know what Christopher Larkin did for a soundtrack. Yeah, that was cool. The way that, like, out of nowhere, it's like, oh, by the way, it's a standalone game. What? Standalone game? You guys. Oh yeah, I saw that too. I don't know, sort of interviewish thing. I don't know, what do you call that? But yeah, it was kind of cool. They're like, oh yeah. We have other stuff we're working on. We got so many ideas. It's ridiculous. And it's amazing. It's like a team of what, like four people that do this. I dropped one of my skewers. Pick that up here in a sec. Yeah, a little pulley there. It's all right. Good. Some of this stuff is going to be visible, so this one I'm going to need a darn near full coverage. Oh, don't touch. No touchy. Oh, God. All right. Grab. Oh. Seasick. Seeing developers genuinely excited is great. Seeing the developers trade show excited is gross. That pseudo kind of corporate-y excitement that I know and know so very well. I wonder what they would do with a different concept. Like, how would Team Cherry approach a first-person shooter? Or a straightforward RPG, like a turn-based RPG? This is a really intricate little piece, so I'm going to have to do like a bunch of pretty light passes, except for the big facets, like this side here. All right. Actually, that wasn't as bad as I thought. They're on a cylinder, so up down a little bit more here. Good. There. Right here. Okay. I just like I like to see developers approach to things when they've got like one superstar game. This is going to be tricky. I think we can grab it though. Yeah, we're good. Look, it's the Enterprise! Nerd! This took the primer much faster than I expected. Which I'm fine with, I just don't want to pool. I don't want to pool the paint on this. I see you. I see you, little cranny. Oh, getting low? Yep. Time to get more paint, so. Four mLs of paint. Ooh, sorry. Stool, please. 4 mLs of paint gave us enough paint to cover that. And now we need more. There we go. These pipettes aren't exactly expensive, but I don't like to just, you know, I mean, every session I'm going to use new pipettes, but I do like to try to reuse what I got. so I'm not constantly having to buy supplies and stuff. Yeah. Kind of like your orange stick, yeah. I think I asked this before, Colette, but do you ever mix polishes? Just for fun? Like, I'm going to take this red and I'm going to take this orange and I'm going to make a new color. Aha! Take that, Sally Hansen. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing is nail polish wise, I mean, those companies mix everything in the kitchen sink. Model painting, there's a lot of paint out there, but more often than not, you're kind of expected to do your mixing yourself at some point. You know, it's like, oh, you want a slightly grayish blue? We'll get some gray, get this blue, and figure it out. Whereas, like, for the nail polish crowd, it's more, oh, grayish blue? Well, we've got 875,000 of those, so which one would you like? At least that's the way it seems. Like when I see you all talking about doing your swatches and stuff, it's like, oh yeah, I got like 1,000 polishes. It's like, Jesus, that's a lot of paint. Yeah, none of these are quite right. This one's just if it could just be 2 notes gray more, then. One thing that's definitely in common, I think, for anybody that paints, except for maybe oils and acrylics with brushes, but even still, it is crazy how wildly different the different paint companies can be with their formulations. And just as you get used to a thing, right, you try that with a different brand, and it's completely new universe all of a sudden. I dropped another one. How dare I? This. I don't think I'm going to paint this. This looks like straightforward mechanical part. I'm not going to paint that. I don't want to paint anything that is a straightforward mechanical part like this. This is just a thing to hold something in place. So I don't paint those parts. Because, I mean, if you paint them, there's a very good chance you're going to have to go back and scrape off the paint so it will actually work in the part. And this is a non-Bandai model, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, it's not as precise. So some of the parts are really snug to fit together, and some are loose. Oh, hi, Amethyst. Exactly, Colette. To keep their mobility and their fit. As, you know, it's like, the less modifying you have to do, the better. From a time perspective, and from integrity of the model perspective. But, you know, some of it's unavoidable. Like, we're going to have to do some stuff to make some of the armor behave. Bob Ross night. Have a paint night with Bob Ross? Yeah. Yeah, actually, that's, oh, get this guy again. I'm covering the camera so you guys don't get seasick. Also, I'm not wearing any pants, so... Terms of service, you are, that little thing sticking out right there kind of says this might be a thing. We're gonna leave it. we're just gonna leave it. We're not gonna risk that. And one more of these. One of my wife's employees does that from time to time. They're pretty fun. And the other part that I noticed when everyone holds up their paintings, it's a clear example of Bob Ross just being that badass at painting and not really realizing. He's like, oh, anybody could do this. And they're holding up their paintings like, bullshit. My cabin looks like a truck. I want a little bit of bleed over on the edges here. Not too much, just enough. There we go. To seal to wrap the tips. Okay, so that is an arm done. And what I have left here is basically mechanical or structural components. So that's one done. Yeah, tweak one. I am building a Gipsy Danger model from Plowmax, and it is for my wife because she liked the model and she liked the movie, so this is her model. You can go in the done pile. And you were left arm correct, just to make sure. Left arm, left arm. Okay, that's right arm. Yeah. I'm gonna need the long fellers now. Can't have enough of these things. Gonna have the long fellers join us right there. What I do to separate it out is I know that, you know, that's right arm because we just looked at it. So right arm's sitting right there. Let's now be doing left arm, I think. Let me see. Arms and legs tend to be a lot of parts. They are the most parts from a frame perspective, for sure.
I'm going to take a look at chat here for a sec. Catch myself a vape. Hey, Blood Evelyn, feel free. Overwhelm me. I'm, you know, this is largely autonomous thought as I'm doing this. Ask away, for sure, yeah. Oh, I don't know if you guys, let me see if I can't find the winning spoon while I'm taking a short little actually get oxygen break. My collection of spoons. Okay. Right. Okay. Collection of spoons. This was the paint testing that we did for the armor for Gipsy Danger, and the one on top right here is the winner. Number one. So this is what Mrs. Dr. Crotron liked the best. And the camera, you know, as per usual, camera does not do it justice. But I think the first step of these are all good. A lot of interesting stuff here. Though, you know, this one I am a pretty big fan of too. It's a little, I think it's a little bit pushy on, I guess what you know, like what Colette would know as the hollow part of it. But I've got one more test I want to do with this as the basis, but I'm probably not going to be able to do that today. I might. And I saw your question, Blood, about the coffee filters. Two things. One is, whenever you're ready to put the model into the paint booth, you want to clean everything with some, you know, warm water and soap. And once I'm done scrubbing and I rinse them, I put them directly into these containers just so I can keep them sorted and separated. The filter sops up all the extra moisture, and on top of that, I put another one on top and it keeps all the dust and other nonsense out. So that's why I use the filters. I've tried a bunch of different varieties of things. I made little boxes, and this actually is the simplest, and I can stack them. Easiest way that I found to deal with all the 5 trillion parts you're going to get once you paint prep. All right, break over.
Break over. Hey, no problem. Keep the questions coming. Feel free. It's a big part. A lot of detail. Having to get a lot of tooth in there. Hey Colette, how'd you like racing, by the way? Other than the fact that we're not friends anymore. How'd you like the race? This is a freaking intense race. Pancakes does not mess around. I would say, I think, as is customary, you did way better than you think you did. Way better than you think you did. This part is so intricate. Like trying to, what I'm doing is I'm trying to get into every little nook and cranny with this primer. I don't want any little blank spots. That's a great place for the lacquers to get in there and erode the plastic, and you do not want that. That is danger, danger, Will Robinson, danger. What am I doing? I put my actual separator down and then I didn't abide by it. Okay, come on, get in there. Oh, shit. Now I'm moving things on my phone. Come on, there we go. Oh, hi, Ash. Oh, hi. Oh, hi. What kind of brush? I am using a Badger Patriot, and the nozzle I think is it's a 6 or an 8, I think. Something like that. Actually, I don't know. It's whatever comes with the Badger 105. But I know little to nothing about airbrushes other than the one that I got with this little compressor. Mine sucked ass. So I researched enough just to know that Iwata or Badger are the way to go. And this was on sale, so beyond that, I'm fairly clueless. I know basic maintenance and that kind of thing. But I know the needle is very general-ish purpose. And this works for me for sure. This model is going to be the most painting I've done on a model, I would say. I don't know, the Sasabi was pretty intensive for the frame, but this has got the armor pieces, although there aren't a huge number of armor pieces. There are still armor pieces. Are you touching? Quit touching. Keep your hands to yourself, pieces. Let me move you. There. That's right. Only the best. This has a small lighting kit in it as well, and I did get it working. I posted it on in the Discord, but I was able to make the thing work finally. Had to do a little electrical engineering, but it works. So that's kind of cool. If I knew more about you know, creating little LED boards and stuff, then I would definitely make it so the eyes glow as well. I've seen that mod, or I've seen people mod it on well, a variety of places, you know, like on the internet, and it looked really cool. It's Plamax. Plamax. Got to readjust my harness here. Yeah. No, M-A-X. A as an atom. So P-L-A-M-A as an atom X. Saying A as an atom just instantly took me to Kit Boga in my brain. With the scammers and whatnot. A as an atom. Oh, Adam's the name of my grandson. That's very nice, ma'am. Do you know Adam? It's gonna be his birthday soon. Well, phone, looks like I'm gonna have to move you finally. It is indeed. That's what she said as well. Haha. Yeah, that one takes a lot of paint, a lot of detail in there. The more detail there is, the more paint you gotta use. Hell yeah, Ash. Haven't you noticed? So true on so many levels. Okay, Tweak, thanks for stopping by, and enjoy your sleep. Paint, 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 paint. Little overspray on that one, that's alright. I ain't gonna cry about it. Oh no, I have to go to the ultra long skewers now. I like the shorter versions. They get in the way less. Because it's like, rah! Monster skewer! That was a good boy. So look at that. Monster skewer. Careful. Boop. Tiny bit. Oh, we've got I don't think I told anybody, we've got another bird now. It is another sun conure, and it was sex, so it's a she. She is from our zoo. And my wife, who's extraordinarily good with birds, and no kidding, kind of recognized by our zoo as like expert enough to take one of their animals, I guess. is working with the bird, because poor little dudette, what have you, does not get along well with everybody, and that mainly means the humans as well. So she is taking care of this bird. Also, this little bird has a bit of a messed up wing, as I understand. So now you're going to hear so much screaming, so much sun conure loudness. Sun conures, by the way, are the loudest bird, the loudest parrot for their size on the planet. So, yeah. That's why you can hear Kiba without any problem. And her name is Azuma, which is the name the zoo gave her. So yeah, another bird. How are you doing, Tip? Oh, this primer is great. There's no blackness on. You can't see that probably on my tip at all. That is some good shit. Wow. Next. Yeah, and of course, you know, any questions you have as I go, please feel free. I'll do my best to answer them. Sometimes I'm not going to have any idea whatsoever. Like if you ask me the name of the brand of the compressor I use, I'll be like, I don't know, because I don't know. Pretty much the usual every model painter compressor. I swear it's like one company that makes these compressors and they just rebrand them. They're all the same. Why not buy smaller skewers? Mainly it's the kit, when I bought them, the skewers and this came together, and you have to attach these to the skewers, which is actually a pain in the ass. So these are the ones, I got these first and I got the small ones after. That's why. So otherwise I'd have to like take all these alligator clips off and fuck with all that, and I'm lazy enough to not care enough about the length of the skewers. I could also just cut the skewers down, but again, lazy enough to not do it. Also, even though I was bitching about it, they do have a good purpose sometimes, because I can use these to keep part categories separated. Like the short ones are the left arm, the tall ones are the right arm, and so on. Circular saw, circular saw, circular saw, dot, circular saw. I gotta figure out where I'm gonna put you guys. This is like, I guess I can keep moving you around like that. White Palace Strim. IRL White Palace! In before emergency room. I did bring a battery out here too, because there's a very good chance this camera will die. When it does, I will quickly change the battery and everything, but don't freak out if all of a sudden you don't see or hear me. I'm only dead, IRL, that's all. Just kidding. Just kidding, don't start calling Twitch support. It actually lasted pretty long. It was like about 3 hours, which isn't too bad. And I think it was like the knockoff battery, because I didn't want to shell out the money for the actual one, which is what I should have done, because the knockoff battery is stupid. Oh, you're not gonna want to cooperate. I don't like grabbing you right there. Maybe I can grab you here. Oh God, no, that's horrible. Let's try a different one. Try a different alligator clip. See if we can't get one with more bite. Oh yeah, I think this one will be fine as long as I don't throw my hand everywhere as I'm trying to attach it. Yeah, it's like, well, I guess it, I mean, it's how long the stuff making up the battery's been there, you know. I'm sure, I mean, like how long it's discharged, I mean, all that stuff. But it's also kind of weird because, like, even new, it's like, wait, how come this is already dead after an hour and having been fully charged and it's brand new? What up with that? And I've got one battery that just won't charge at all, which is pretty awesome. And they were official GoPro, by the way. The one that just won't charge at all, brand new, just won't charge. Which I need to get around to just sending back. Warranty. Alright, almost done with the left arm. Where do I want to grab you? I guess here. Oh, out of paint. More paint, please, sir. Yeah, you guys can see what I'm doing. No, that's right. I was trying to avoid that. I have to at least be able to see the gradations in one little section of this. That's why I'm taking the time to try to clean it out fairly thoroughly with lacquer thinner. It's getting there. Okay. How does the paint, this paint process work? Might need a little bit more specifics to answer the question reasonably. Like the layering, like starting with the primer, actually putting the paint on, putting a protective coat on top, that kind of deal. Yeah, for that, yeah, right now the first step is on clean pieces to put primer down. Because primer is going to make it so the plastic, which usually doesn't want paint to stick to it, will readily allow paint to stick to it. Primer is different from paint because chemically it is designed to etch itself into what it is you're trying to paint. So that's what the black paint I'm doing here is. There we go. And with each part, first step is to spray a little bit onto the part. This puts little particles of paint onto the piece and gives it what is called tooth, which means that the rest of the, you know, as I spray it on, it's going to have something to attach itself to. So, like whenever you're airbrushing, you'll notice like your first, like if you just kind of go for it, it's going to pull and run if you just blast, right? However, if you put a really fine mist of paint down first, and then spray on top of that in small light passes, it sticks to itself basically, and gives you a nice even coat. Mixing up new paints, okay. For airbrush, you need the paint to be really pretty thin, all right? Not ink thin, I would say. The consistency that most of us talk about going for is the consistency of milk, like 2% milk, where it's thin, but it's not water thin, you know? Whereas ink is water thin. So to accomplish that, every paint's a little bit different. Most of the Mr. Color, Mr. Hobby stuff is a 1-to-1 mixing ratio, which means you're going to put one part of the paint and one part of the thinner. The thinner also makes a big difference. You have to use the right kind of stuff that's designed for this application, and in that case this is lacquer painting. So you can't just kind of throw some alcohol or something in there and hope it works. So that's the thing you got to be mindful of. I like to use Mr. Color leveling thinner. This shit is amazing. Amazing. I actually tried with just straight up lacquer thinner, right? And it was like trying to airbrush sandpaper out through the nozzle. Whereas this Mr. Color leveling thinner is just smooth every time. It works 75% of the time, every time. And lacquers are rough paints. Lacquers are wonderful because they're extremely durable. Like they are durable, but they are also harsh. Like lacquer paints will eat through enamel paints, will eat through acrylic paints. So that kind of gives you the hierarchy. This is one of the reasons why nail polishes are usually lacquer-based polishes, because they're on hands. Hands do things, and it's easy for all that paint to come off, you know, as a result. Oh, I don't want all of them, I just want one. And here we are on our last piece of priming for the left arm. Spray it on in kind of a mist, flash off the solvent, and what I mean by that is I'm just blowing air through the gun right now, no paint, just to get the solvent to evaporate, and then I can come back and go nutso. And instead of it pooling, it'll just adhere to the little particles that I've already laid down, and that's kind of my goal. Back edge here. Little back edge action. Yeah. Looks good. All right. And there's left hand done. Now,
take off my mask for a sec. Turn you off for a sec. With, no problem, blood. With airbrushing, like these are pretty much, I can handle these, right? There's no, they're fine, they're good. These dry a lot faster than people think. There's a difference between drying and curing. Curing is 24 hours in this state. And it depends on if you need to do that kind of curing. Now, when it comes to the primer, I don't usually go for a full day cure. I just have found I don't need it. But in other words, like I'll let this sit this way for a bit, and then we could immediately just start putting the metal on. But I do want to give it some time. I don't think this one got. Oh no, that's the back end, isn't it? Yeah. How did I deal with this one over here? I think the same way. I did hit the edges though. Ooh, God. Don't throw it on the ground. Don't throw it on the ground. We need that. So, if I'm really wanting to be safe, I would let this do its thing for a complete day and then come back and paint it again, which I will do with the metal. But in this circumstance, we'll see. We'll see. I want to see how long it's going to take me to prime all these things, because that's going to tell me how long it's going to take me to put the metal on. There's a very good chance these are a lot of parts. We're just going to be doing priming today, and then we'll have to come back and do the metal, unfortunately, because I don't have it in me to do, 8 hours of airbrushing. All right. Left arm, Dunzo, and I'm going to let those dry a little bit more. Then we'll take out the right arm, put it back where it lives, and then I can flip my box around. We can start on whoever's next. Ooh, this feels heavy. Who are you? Legs. Look at this. Lots of parts. We can do legs. Leg day. All day gunpla. This stuff takes time, for sure. It's a lot of parts, and you want to do it right. Otherwise, you're going to defeat the whole purpose of why you're doing it in the first place, you know? All right. On to the legs. Right. First we need to throw all those little guys back in here, which, if the cable will follow me and not fall off things, we will do right now. Careful. Okay. What do we got going on? Oh God, there's a clip. Why can't you just lay everything out and prime all at once? The main reason for that, couple reasons. If you do that, in order to get the coverage, you're probably going to have to use a shit ton of air, which will push things around. The other part is, if I've got a part laying flat, then I'm going to have to turn it. I'm going to have to move it, right, to get all the sides of it. Which means I'm going to have, if it's contacting something, that means something's happening to the paint. So doing it, you certainly could do that. I've seen people just take the runners and just paint the entire runner, which you can do, but I don't like the result. Honestly, you're gonna miss parts. Let me move this around. So mainly, it's to ensure that you get proper, consistent, and complete coverage on every part. Gotta boop them off.
Get booped off. Boop. What is it? You gotta make the noises, right? Isn't that the saying? Gotta make noises. It won't work if you don't make the. Give me the damn thing. Unless you make the noises. It doesn't work. Exactly. Snug fit right there. USS Enterprise is back in the bowl. Happy little arm pieces. Exactly. Maybe a squirrel lives in this arm. Who knows? Now, actually, I could probably take all these off and put them back in their bowl too, but I'm going to let them hang out in the air a little bit more. Won't hurt anything. Okay. What did I do with that? Oh. Because I knocked my airbrush over. Protection, please. Okay. One's done. Power on. Engage. Oh, cable, please. Gotta adjust. Adjust to the chest strap dealio here. The harness. There we go. I need to flip these around, however. Come here. Come here, little skewers. Who's a good little skewer? Gorillas, the earworm. Earworm. This is a foot piece. I believe this is the ball of the foot. Just gonna flip pieces around. Why not? Why not? This'll work. This piece is a big feller. lot of big old leg pieces going on here. That's fun. Satisfying indeed. This one's being a little bit of a booger though. It's got the nooks and crannies are being a bit of a challenge. We'll get there. There it is. That's what I want. Okay. Okay, that's a connection port, so I'm fine not getting paint into there. I definitely want the outsides here. This one is definitely a thing. I can't really see. Oh. Okay, we're good. Didn't feel like I was hitting that. Ooh, look at this monster. Ooh, monster. It's funny, the big pieces can be a little bit more challenging to deal with sometimes because big pieces for Gunpla models usually have a lot of detail. And getting all those little crevices painted can be a challenge sometimes. You got to angle your airbrush in new and exotic ways. The closer you put your airbrush to the piece, the more dense the spread becomes. The further away, the more it spreads out like a flashlight. So that's why you see me kind of adjust my distance sometimes. If I'm trying to get to a small crevice without just overshooting the whole thing, that's what I'm doing. This is a monster. Other half of the one I just did. So for this side is being a lot more oh, I might take that back here in a sec. I was going to say a lot more compliant, but there's one little part that just did not want to behave. Phone's being weird. A little off camera there, sorry about that. I'm just about out of paint, so I might as well just do that now, since I noticed it. A little far away from me. Go. Nope. It's dead. Pipette down, pipette down. You can go right here, because I don't care. And sometimes the plastic gives way because I'm, you know, throwing lacquer thinner through it. It happens. Can't see me putting paint into the thing. There we are. I've got like 6 jars of this too. Won't be running out of that anytime soon. Hey, weekly seed posted. How long would I say it takes to build a model like this from start to finish, including all the steps? Like this? I would say probably around 100 hours or so. Give or take. Hell yeah, Ash, go get it. Kick that seed's ass. Sea bass. Yeah, see what I did there? Hey, paint is mixed. Let's go. That's a good chunk of time. And for me, there's a couple things. One, I've got to be in the mood to do it. Otherwise, I'm just going to rush through it and it's going to look like shit. And two, since I do this in my garage... Oh, camera's about to die.
All right, I think we're back. Oh, it's got a... There we go. It's being a little bit... blah, blah. That's the technical term, blah, blah. There we go. Now it's doing its thing. Yeah, Ash. I'm having to make trophies, but I'm too lazy to go and like Photoshop more crap and get rid of backgrounds and stuff, so I just recycled a bunch of shit from there.
Careful. Ow! My knee! Guy problems. Ow. Okay. We're good. Thank you. That battery change screen, that there is epic. That battery change screen is brought to you by Cheddar. That cat is my cat, by the way, in that picture. This one's being a little bit... I'm not going to push that one. Sometimes it's knowing when to just stop. That's going to be a little orange peely, but that's alright. For Gunpla, orange peel can actually be, depending on, like, not for armor, but for frame parts, true hardcore metal parts, it can actually be a nice texture to have. Like a rough metal look, you know? Okay, Blood. Hey, no problem. Have a good one yourself, too. Thanks for stopping by. You're drawing a little fast there, buddy. There we go. Just need to be a little bit more aggressive with this mix, I guess. No touchy. Yeah, the battery change screen, when I was like, okay, I need to come up with something when this thing dies that I can throw on really quick. I figured, you know what? I might as well make it completely ridiculous. So at least there's something to look at in the stream. Like a little Where's Waldo-ish type thing. While I'm frantically racing to get a battery. Uh-oh. 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 That's a connected piece. You dry enough yet? Yeah, that is a connected piece. Shit. I missed one. Okay. Could have been worse. There we go. Oh! And connected pieces are no big deal, unless you miss them after painting, because the paint can work like a glue and seal them together, and then that's a problem. That's when it really is a problem. And it doesn't take much to you know, bust them apart, but it can screw with the connection that your model's going to have. Not make people seasick. Also, still not wearing pants, of course. Of course. Look, another Star Trek Enterprise. Let's get it. How good are you on there? You don't. Yeah, that good. That's what I thought. That's not going anywhere. All right. Does it come all connected? It comes on, I don't know if you've ever seen like just a model car kit. It comes on trees that are, you know, you have to detach, which was the first step in this, and I streamed all that. They don't come assembled as a kit, though. Certainly you can get models that are ready to paint. You can do that too. Such a thing exists. Like there's a bunch of people who have a really good time making like Warhammer figurines, painting those and stuff for the, you know, tabletop game, or, you know, D&D figurines. There are people that make a living doing that, as a matter of fact. This model paint. Now here's an example of a trickier piece, because there's a total coverage little areas for these. I don't know what they are, pipes or whatever. So I gotta get be really sure I am covering everything for this one. Yeah, plastic wireframe thing, exactly. Oh, it's because I put the whole model together first, Ash, and then I pull it all apart. And you know, for sure, I'm guaranteed to miss one or two if it's a small connection. Guaranteed to miss. It's my tradition. And that was an example of that right there. Well, the paint's behaving itself now. I guess I just probably needed to mix it a little bit better. I didn't mix this one all that much. Almost there. Legs have about the same number of pieces as the arms. Interesting. And this is the heel, I would imagine. And sorry for hitting the camera and it kind of going all over the place. This camera is strapped to my chest. Just underneath my chin, so my respirator hits it from time to time. I'm hoping it annoys me more than it annoys you when that happens. A little bit of back coverage as well. Not a tremendous amount, just enough. Just give it a couple passes. Oh, do not touch. Touching isn't the end of the world, but if you happen to get two wet pieces together, like, again, if you've never done your nails and you touch one painted nail to the other painted nail, what happens to the paint? Not happy things. So it's the same thing here. Lacquers are extremely sticky, and that's one of the reasons why they're so good to work with. Extremely durable. You can totally airbrush with acrylics or enamels as well. I've got all three types of those paint. I just really prefer lacquers for my base coat, because if I put this on, then I can actually put enamel on top of this, and if something goes wrong with painting the enamel, I can just use some enamel thinner to get the enamel off, and it will not hurt the lacquer paint. I think Colette demonstrated some of that, like with alcohol and some of the paints that she has on her nails. And the rest of these are functional. Cool. All right.
That means it's vape break time for me. Here, you guys can look at the pieces. Pretty good progress. I think we'll be able to get through the appendages within 2 hours. That's pretty damn good. Wow, some nail art does use acrylic. That sounds like a manicure you'd have to be really careful with. Because acrylic likes to come off at, you know, the drop of a hat, so the saying goes. Okay, we needed to do the same turny aroundy thingy and remove pieces to the left arm. Let's go there for now. Okay. Hey, Luke. Ooh. Yeah, a lot of progress. We just finished up with one of the legs. How went the snow adventure? Oh God, guys, I am so sorry. I just realized I am smacking you like mad with this mic. Or smacking my roast sprayer with this microphone. Here, hopefully that's better. Yeah, we had battery death. That happened. Oh, shit. I need to step back. There. Kind of slushy and easy to move. Still about 10 degrees, yeah. Yeah, absolutely would have iced, yeah. The car would be down the block without being on. I think I'll just stick to the long fellers for this next part. Completo parts go there. Next. New legs. Your legs. Left leg. Gingerly and carefully move cables around as to not trip over myself, breaking cameras and my hopes and my dreams.
Respirator on. Yes, Batman. I do like to paint gunpowder. Batman. Alright. Yeah, let's take care of this nightmare first. Okay. Winter. Winter shall be here forevermore. So saith the Brussels sprout. Why are you... Oh, never mind. Never mind. Noise made. Where's that other big bastard? Take care of you right now. Well, big bastard. Pigeon, big bastard. Tried to hide, but you couldn't. You can't hide from me. I will paint you. Oh no, look! The enemy! The enemy of all paint! A pet hare! Get out of there. Cheddar wants to paint too. Cheddar not allowed, Crow Judge. He'd get his paw on this black paint, and black paint would just be everywhere. It'd be on the moon. Crow not allowed and cheddar not allowed. All right. But good luck finding a cat respirator. Oh, God. I'll probably use the last of this to do the flash coat. There we go. More paint. Well, we're getting close to the end on this bottle. There we go. Disperse, you damn pigments. Yeah. Whew. Thought I touched the tip of that pipette into the black paint. That was going to be sad. Now, where were we? Oh, did you find a cat respirator? Meow. Feed a cat respirator. Google Foo is strong. Oh yeah, they definitely have, you know, cats, for the cats. They definitely have masks for dogs and cats and stuff. They do indeed use those for veterinary medicine stuff, so I'd imagine they have other applications. I just don't know why you'd ever actually need a respirator for a cat. Suppose, like you said, remember painting Dumpla? I'm gonna hit the back edge here. We'll put you right about there. I was too vigorous in my movement of my airbrush. And as a result, we had to pour some for my homies. That's good. I don't want this getting up and walking anywhere, so I'm just gonna help it dry. Stay above elbow, please. Get out of here, fly. Actually, that looked like a mosquito. What the fuck? That was a mosquito. I officially won't win her back. The lady and Mrs. Gutentag wish to express their sincere condolences through this, the approach of the mosquito. Excellent. That was good coverage. Well, come on. Get in there now. Okay. This is a weird piece. Because I think I'm going to do multiple passes from this view. I just wanted to get a head start on it and hit it first. Usually I like to do the edges first and then move my way towards the center, because then it all kind of folds in on itself. But in this circumstance, there's so much weird variation in height and crevices and stuff to deal with. I figured I'd give it some better tooth right from the get-go, so I don't have to do as many passes. Case in point, this is working pretty good. The nightmare crevice, right there. Got it. Yes. Yeah, what a stream. Watch me paint bits of plastic black. I suppose this might be ASMR-y to some people. I don't know. Good lurking fodder, perhaps? Get you a meridian response. Ooh, we will not be using that as a area to balance. That's good. Don't drop the piece. Whatever you do, do not drop the piece. That is heartbreaking. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Awkward. There we go. Oh no! Actually, that didn't do shit. Cool. One quick little mist over that just to make sure. You can go here. You can go here, and you can go here. Here. Remember the good old days when we could actually have like YouTube playlists and stuff? Well, those days are over. Sweet. Oh, where can I? Here? You gonna be a good boy right there? Not gonna touch anybody, are you? Okay. Hey! One last part. Hey! It's like a lot of intricacy in here, so I don't want to overdo it. it's easy for paint to start pooling on little details like this. So that's why I really wanted to go after the outside part first, so I can be real quick and light with my passes on that. Okay, G frickin' G, man.
Respirator comes off. Do not hit microphone, please. Thank you. Okay, sweet. Great. Which paint do I have left? Oh, almost time for a refill on the paint as well. Okay, usual routine. Sorry, Chad, I just kind of chucked you over to the side like that. It's rude of me. Get out of the way! Ooh. Okay. Ow! My kneecap. Careful. I've got like cables and crap like. Hey, this is the lifeline. If something happens to this cable, everyone goes bye-bye. So, I'm trying to be really careful about where I'm putting my foot. Alright, this is the little fellers. You can go there. Hi, chat. Hi, chat. See? Yeah, okay. We haven't actually even really looked at the piece. I don't know if, maybe if I do like that. Yeah. The black primer itself is kind of pretty paint, really. At least I think so. Well, Colette. How are you supposed to eat before a stream if you're not that hungry? And don't know what to eat? What do you got? Roasting a whole pig probably is going to take too much time, so I probably wouldn't go that route, though it is delicious. Okay, one leg down. Okay, who do we got next? By the by, we're getting close to being complete on the primer. I am thinking I am gonna just call this the priming stream, because at this rate, I think it will take me, yeah, probably about 8 hours to complete all this, because it's not just applying the dark iron. Afterwards, you have to go back and buff it. So, I'm probably gonna just do the primer on this scrim. Though, I mean, it's not, I don't have, you know, looking at this, it's not like I have a tremendous number of parts left. But yeah, we're just gonna do primer. Also, that means that I'm forcing myself to be a good boy and actually let it go full cure, which is good, though not necessary. Optimus priming stream. Nice. Like the plastic that the car manufacturers are putting over engines these days. Oh, yeah. Optimus priming stream. Yep. My phone is not being held. There we go. There's my... Okay. What does the buffing involve? Basically, I have to spray the paint on there. Then I have to let it dry. It'll become all fuzzy. And then I take a cotton cloth, which in this case is just old t-shirts, and, you know, rub it. basically in one, if you go in one direction, you actually get kind of grains, metal grains. Looks really cool.
But you have to do that with each and every individual piece, and that definitely takes some time. Most definitely. And like what I was saying, whenever I'm doing a layer of paint or a type of paint, I want to do all of everything at once, because the conditions can be very different the next time I try, and that can create variations, and that's not good. That's not good. So whenever possible, I want to do everything all at once for one thing. So like if I'm priming, I want to do all the priming. If I'm doing the metallics, I want to do all the metallics. You know, so on. There we go. There's some flow. Yeah, absolutely makes it easier for cleaning the airbrush. And, I mean, you gotta do it, right? You can't just... I guess if you wanted to be real sloppy, you could just let the paint blend into itself and whatnot. That actually might have some artistic, that part. Purposes and stuff, but... yeah, it definitely makes that easier. Not having to back and forth all the time. Clean, clean, back, forth. Change, change. It's old real fast. Oh, we gotta paint. I don't know if we're gonna have enough left for two. We'll see how much we got. There's definitely still some paint in here. But is it 2 milliliters worth? It is. Sweet. Relax with me as I lacquer thinner the crap out of this pipette. Watch as it breathes in and out. In and out. Wait, I don't know if you can even see it breathing in and out. There we go. In and out. In and out. Oh, stop. Stop with the splattering. You're not impressing anybody. Mr. Pipette Face. Okay. Get some of this here good stuff. This has actually lasted me an incredibly long time too. I've had this bottle for 2 years. That's how long it's taken me to go through this. I only use it for the paint that goes in the airbrush. It never gets to be a cleaner, ever, just a thinner. So like Colette, no, that's not true. That's a Pledge. Pledge is my seche vide. That Pledge multi-surface, that is my seche vide. But this, I don't know what you, it's just, this would be like your most favorite acetone of all time, I guess. Yeah, Pledge is 100% my seche vide. Top coat. This is pelvis parts we're making right now. Didn't even look at the thing. I'm like, what the hell am I spraying? Oh, yeah, pelvis. This would be a hip joint right here. Are you dry tipping? Could be, a little bit. Yeah, I think you're dry tipping. Oh. Careful. Sometimes paint will dry on the tip of the needle, and it will always happen. There's no way around it. But you can help it along. Get a little bit of thinner on here. And very, very, very gently and delicately kind of grab the needle and pull away, and you'll get some of that excess paint off. That usually will help just fine. You want to be really careful with the tip of this needle. You do not want to upset its feelings, otherwise your brush will simply not work. Back down we go. Oh yeah. There we go. Much better. Oh, shit. All at once I decided, yep, I work now. And this one. This one's being a dick. Okay. At that point, I'm not going to push it any further. But it did not behave itself. One more pelvis piece. Wait, is this pelvis? I think this is pelvis. Or is this waist? I don't know. What are you? Pelvis. Slideshow. I'm showing as green on my string loop on OBS. So hopefully that was just a small bump in the road. Freaking interwebs. You're acting like I need to turn you down a little bit. Which is weird. Okay, well, let's try that. Dude is just not behaving. So I'm kind of having to overspray here, which I do not like doing. I hope it stays fine too, but I am showing bit rate as being good boy. So push some paint through there. Okay, that part's done. Let's separate that guy out. Pelvis. Last little ball. Oh, come here. And torso, I do believe. Any torso. Right. Let me see. Yep, torso. Okay. Before I do any of that, I don't think it's overly thin. Oh, that's good. Okay, weird. I'm going to start with a small piece. Dry tipping. I'll have to get a little bit more aggressive. Hopefully that'll have resolved our issue. Oh yeah. Seems good. I need to turn my up. I can't see it. Okay, yeah, we're good. 18. Believe it or not, I think this is not thin enough. Even though I 1-to-1'd it, I think it's because I'm getting towards the end of the road on that jar. So I'm going to add just a little bit more thinner, maybe half an ml, because I think that's what's causing a problem here. Oh yeah, that's a better consistency. Do another small part with you. Oh yeah, baby. There we go. Maybe a little bit thin, but it's behaving much better than it was before. Where's the, there it is. There it is. Found it. Yeah, I definitely over-thinned this. Shit. There's just no winning. Alright, we're gonna have to keep doing this song and dance until we get it to work for us. about a quarter of an ml right there. I'm not going to worry about getting that all tidy. Consistency seems good. So it's like it was clogged and then completely unclogged. Like overly unclogged. In other words, the paint was too thin. So the back and forth is a thing. Let's see what this is going to be for us now. Okay. Should still be workable. It's going to need a little extra drying time. There, okay. We're actually getting paint application now, at least. Albeit soupy paint application. Just trying to get it to settle using the ultra tiny stuff. Oh, do not open up my gloves for me, thank you. This is doable. Ah! Need place to put piece. Another one goes. Here it is. Definitely still a little too thin, but kind of have to adapt and prevail. I'm gonna put you. Come on, right here. That work for you? Works for me. And you don't have a choice. Little plastic piece. This would be the neck. work much better? I don't know if I'm gonna have enough paint to get all these. Oh, it's a Ninja! Ah, feller! Look at this. So much chat I missed. Yeah, everyone's being green now, Ninja. It's the fashion, I guess. It's not that bad, Ninja. You just point the thing and, you know, spit paint at it. Just like preschool. Oh, that's an interesting scratch right there. Try to be fast about the little mover things right there. Splash some of this off just to make sure. Such cool looking facets. I do not want that oversprayed. If I can humanly help it. Okay. This is going to take a lot of paint. I need a much more secure place to grab. This seems pretty good. Yeah, it's fine. A little awkward, but fine. Yeah. Big mistake. Big mistake. Don't be shy. Really let that puppy fly. There you go. Had to hit that one a little bit more. All right, here we go. And out of paint. Damn it! Give this a bit of a stir. I still have a lot more paint in here than it appears, I guess. Breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Trying to go a little bit faster so I don't get that dry tip nonsense again. I mean, it's unavoidable, you're going to get it, but going fast can be a little helpful. Got it! Everything's fine. Don't look here. It's wonderful. Avert your eyes! Nothing has fallen. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. Helpful when you can see what I'm doing, huh? This, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call stirring. It's what you want to do when you want to combine two or more elements of an ingredient together. It's very handy. I think it's based principally on kinetic energy and the physics of motion. So Newtonian physics and whatnot. Could be wrong though. It's a spoon for feeding little voles. It's a vole spoon. It's a shrew spoon. Oh yeah. Nice even coat. Angle 1, angle 2, and since we got a seam here, I probably should hit the inside, damn it. Okay, now we're good. Hit the inside a little bit here. Okay. Look at all that. Basically have to paint the whole thing, it looks like. Oh, it's pretty. Oh, pretty. Now, Ninja, don't drink the paint. Don't drink the paint. That's really bad for your kidneys. Now this is a bit tricky. I'm probably going to have to shave this shit off no matter what I do. It's a really tight fit with the little battery compartment that goes in there. Oh, hi, Pancakes! You get a discount on dialysis? I bet you do. I'm surprised they don't force you to buy your own machine yet. Right? Such an awkward angle. But I think we're alright. I think we got it. Right? This puppy takes a lot of paint. I have a massive perfect grade at some point that I want to paint, and that is going to take a lot of paint. Not automotive a lot, but shit ton for a plastic model. Alright. You know, I've done something before and I don't recommend it, and that's getting lacquer paint in your eye. Don't do that. That's my PSA announcement for today. Do not get lacquer paint in your eye. Okay. That's good. Now I wanna take a look at how the rest of these guys turned out. Oh, I'm getting up. I'm getting up. Don't stand on cable. Oh, I stand on. Oh, God damn it. Cable, please. Right there.
Oh, respirator off. I really like that primer. Even by itself, it just turns out so nice. I mean, on the ones that were kind of a bitch, there's a little bit of issue. It's not too bad. The ones I was really concerned about are over here, and they're fine. I can work with this. There's definite orange peel going on here and here. But because these are going to be metallics, I think that's going to be okay. I don't think that's going to be a problem. Ugh. Okay, cool. You guys are doing your thing. And uh-oh. It's all right. It's dry. So yeah, I think that's the stamina I have for painting today, honestly. Because we're looking at probably another 4 to 5 hours if I want to start screwing around with the metallic part. Yeah. Looky, it's good. So I guess what I'm going to do, I'm going to let all this stuff dry a little bit more. I'm going to put it back in its respective bowls. And it will sit there until hopefully next week maybe we'll be able to do the metallic part, but we'll have to see. I have to see what work has to say about that. I have to see about what weather has to say about it, and I have to see if I'm down for doing 4 to 5 hours of this. I don't do it all the time, so if I push too hard and too far, I start letting things go, right? And then I'm like, oh, you know, I don't care about the mix of the paint. I just go, and it turns out to be shit. So that's why I say that. It's my own protective thing. Of course I could push, but I'm not gonna. You know, I want this to be good. So, that being said, if you haven't been made aware 50 million times in chat, I am doing a giveaway. It's on my Discord, and I don't think I made a command for it because I'm a knucklehead, but it's in there in chat. Again, I'm giving away an RX Gundam, so it's an actual Gundam, Gunpla. It's the classic red, white, blue, and yellow Gundam you may be aware of. And it comes with a basic toolkit for putting all this stuff together. So if you're interested, head over to my Discord, and you can just put, you know, exclamation Discord if you want to see what that is. The thing I am asking is that to be eligible, you have to have 50 hours or more of view time in my channel, and you have a greater chance of winning if you are a subscriber. That's mainly because I want to say thank you to the people who have supported me. So there that is. There that is. Oh, thank you, Ninji. Appreciate. All right. I'm gonna need to ask you help in hosting or rating somebody, because I can't in this setup. Like I can only see my OBS. So if anybody has any ideas about who I could /rate or /host, I would be very happy to hear them. Oh God, let's not throw that everywhere. And in the meantime, oh, okay. Doc Swellman, yeah, I think I'll send us over there. He's such a kind, wonderful doc, and he's very good at the Earthbound video game, the video game. I'm gonna go ahead and get this in here so it doesn't dry. Yeah, I probably would have gone for a creative, but said ooh, he got the record back. Got a kid. All right, so I'm going to do this on my phone, which will be fun. You guys can watch me do it. Let's raid, and it is soccer. Yeah, Dr. Swellman. Okay, I'm gonna hit the button. I would like to say thank you to everybody. I hope you enjoyed this little Gunpla stream. It's kind of tedious in a lot of ways, but hey, you know, it's nice backgroundy kind of stuff. Hopefully next time we'll be able to get the metal part going. I want to go ahead and hit this send now, see what happens. I don't know if it did anything. Did it do anything? You guys tell me. It worked! Yay! All right, thanks everybody. I'm going to go ahead and cut stream now. Well, actually, I don't know if I should. I'm gonna wait a sec. And then I'll see you all over in Dr. Swellman's. Let him know that I was doing Gunpla, so that's why I'm not gonna respond when he says, "Hey, how you doing?" Okay, I think we should be good to go now, hopefully.